Have you ever felt like your legs are starting to betray you? Maybe standing up from a chair takes more effort than it used to. You push off your knees. You steady yourself. You hesitate before taking the stairs. Even walking across the living room feels a little wobbly sometimes. Most people over 60 chalk this up to just getting older. But what if that's not the full picture? What you're feeling might actually be one of the earliest signs of something called sarcopenia, a silent, age-related muscle loss that starts creeping in long before we even notice. No pain, no swelling, just subtle weakness that builds up over time until one day, getting to your feet isn't so easy anymore. But here's the good news, this isn't permanent. In fact, clinical research shows that you can start regaining leg strength in just a few days, without grueling workouts, expensive therapies, or complicated routines. All it takes is replenishing 5 essential vitamins that most people over 60 are unknowingly deficient in. This isn't a wellness myth. It's science, backed by decades of medical research, clinical trials, and real-world results from people just like you. So let me ask, when was the last time you truly felt confident in your stride? Balanced, steady, strong. Because in this video, we're going to explore what's really happening inside your body, why your legs are often the first to weaken with age, and how 5 simple, science-supported nutrients can help you reclaim your mobility, your confidence, and your freedom to move without fear. Stick with me through to the end, because I'll also share a daily vitamin routine that's incredibly effective, yet overlooked by many. Ready to take your strength back? Let's get started. So now that we know leg weakness after 60 isn't just normal aging, let's take a deeper look at why it happens. What's really going on inside your body that causes your legs to feel heavy, unstable, or fatigued, even if you're eating well or staying reasonably active? Here's what science tells us. After the age of 60, most people lose between 1 to 3% of their muscle mass every single year. That might not sound like much, but over 5 years, you could lose up to 15% of your leg strength, without even noticing it. No injury, no illness, just a gradual decline. Now, the real question is, what's behind this silent muscle loss? There are 3 major culprits, and the first one might surprise you. 1. Vitamin deficiencies. As we get older, our digestive systems naturally become less efficient. The stomach produces less acid, which means we don't absorb essential nutrients as well, especially vitamins D, B12, and thiamine, also known as vitamin B1. These vitamins are critical for healthy nerve function and muscle contraction. Without them, your muscles don't get the signals they need from your brain, and they start to shut down. 2. Poor circulation. Slower blood flow is another common issue as we age. Less oxygen and fewer nutrients are reaching your leg muscles. The result? Early fatigue, frequent cramps, and that heavy leg sensation. You might notice that your legs tire faster, even during short walks or light housework. That's not just weakness, it's a circulation problem in disguise. 3. Reduced movement. Here's a tough truth: the less you move, the faster you lose strength. Many seniors avoid stairs, long walks, or standing for extended periods because they feel unsafe or tired. But this avoidance accelerates muscle loss. And without the right nutrients, even regular movement isn't enough to rebuild what's been lost. So, if your legs feel weaker than they used to, don't just blame the calendar. Your body might be quietly lacking the tools it needs to keep your muscles alive and active. But the good news? Once you understand what's missing, you can do something about it. In the next section, we'll dive into the first and most powerful vitamin that reignites your leg strength, and why nearly every adult over 60 is running low on it. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked keys to restoring your leg strength after 60, vitamin D3. Most people think of vitamin D as just a bone supplement, something you get from sunlight or maybe a glass of milk. But in reality, vitamin D3 is like the master switch that powers your entire muscular, skeletal, and nervous system. And here's the catch: after age 60, your body's ability to produce this essential vitamin starts to plummet. Your skin becomes thinner. You likely spend less time in direct sunlight. And your liver and kidneys, the organs that help convert vitamin D into its active form, don't work as efficiently as they used to. So what does that mean for your body? It means your bones get weaker. Your muscles start to shrink. And your nerves struggle to communicate with your muscles. You may begin to feel unsteady, like your legs are heavy or sluggish. You might even feel a little anxious, have trouble sleeping, or notice unexplained aches in your hips, knees, or heels. Sound familiar? These symptoms are not just part of getting older, they're early warning signs of a D3 deficiency. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Researchers at the University of Birmingham studied seniors over 65 who took just 800 IU of vitamin D3 daily. Within 5 days, participants improved their leg strength by 19% on average. That's not months of training, that's less than a week. Other studies, including one from Harvard's Geriatric Research Center, found that older adults with low D3 levels were 40% more likely to fall or be hospitalized compared to those with normal levels. That's a massive difference, and it shows just how crucial this vitamin is to your independence and safety. So, how much should you be taking? For generally healthy adults over 60, experts recommend 800 to 1.000 IU per day. But if you've had a fall, feel unstable, or show signs of frailty, your doctor may recommend up to 2.000 IU daily. The key is timing and absorption. Take your D3 in the morning or early afternoon, and always after a meal with healthy fats, like eggs, salmon, avocado, or olive oil. Never take it on an empty stomach or right before bed. It won't absorb well, and it might disturb your sleep. Now you might be wondering, can't I just eat more vitamin D-rich foods? Well, let's do the math. 100 grams of fatty fish gives you around 500 IU. 1 egg gives you about 40 IU. A glass of fortified milk? Only about 100 IU. To hit the recommended 1.000 IU daily from food alone, you'd have to eat multiple servings of fish, eggs, and milk every single day. That's not realistic for most seniors. That's why a daily supplement is often necessary and incredibly effective if taken properly. In short, vitamin D3 isn't just for bones, it's your body's ignition switch. It helps your muscles fire, your nerves communicate, and your legs move with confidence. And the best part? Once you restore it, the results can be fast and life-changing. In the next section, we'll look at another powerful, but often forgotten, vitamin that keeps your balance sharp and your nerves fully awake: vitamin B12. So far, we've talked about restoring strength. But strength means very little if your muscles can't respond quickly, smoothly, and precisely. And that's where vitamin B12 comes in. Think of B12 as the electrical wiring between your brain and your muscles, especially the muscles in your legs. It ensures that your nerves send sharp, clear signals, and that your muscles know exactly when and how to move. But here's the problem: vitamin B12 deficiency is extremely common after 60. And most people don't even know it. Why? Because the symptoms often show up gradually and get mistaken for just aging. Let me ask you, have you ever felt a tingling sensation or burning in your feet? Maybe your legs feel weak or like they're not listening to you. Or perhaps you've noticed balance issues, brain fog, mild depression, or fatigue that just won't go away. These are all classic signs of B12 deficiency, not just old age. So why does this happen? There are 2 major causes. 1. Poor absorption. As we get older, our stomachs produce less acid, especially if you're taking acid blockers like ranitidine or omeprazole. Without enough stomach acid, your body can't extract B12 from food properly. 2. Limited diet. Vitamin B12 is found almost exclusively in animal-based foods like meat, eggs, dairy, and fish. If you follow a low-meat or plant-based diet, you may not be getting enough, even if you think you're eating healthy. And this matters, because science backs up just how serious B12 deficiency can be. A study from Oxford University found that seniors over 65 with low B12 levels walked more slowly, had worse balance, and were more than twice as likely to fall within the next year. Another clinical trial published in the Journal of Gerontology gave seniors 1.000 mcg of B12 daily for 8 weeks. The results? Improved strength, faster reflexes, and significantly reduced numbness in the legs. So what's the right dose? Experts recommend 500 to 1.000 mcg per day, especially in the methylcobalamin form, which your body can absorb and use immediately, no conversion needed. That's especially helpful for seniors, since our ability to process B12 declines with age. Take it in the morning or at lunch. And avoid tea or coffee at the same time, those can interfere with absorption. Now, what about food sources? Sure, you can get B12 from beef liver, 70 mcg per 3 ounces. Salmon, about 4.5 mcg. Eggs, 0.5 mcg. And milk, 1 mcg per cup. But the truth is, it's almost impossible to meet your daily needs through diet alone, unless you're eating large amounts of these foods every day, which most seniors don't. Fortunately, B12 is water-soluble, which means your body flushes out the excess. It's safe, even at higher doses, but if you're on blood thinners or have kidney problems, talk to your doctor first. Here's the takeaway: if your legs feel clumsy, numb, or disconnected, if you feel off balance, unusually tired, or mentally foggy, don't ignore it. Your body might be low on a vitamin that connects your brain to your legs. And once you restore it, things can change quickly. In the next part, we'll explore one final piece of the puzzle, a vitamin that fuels your muscles from the inside out. Without it, even strong muscles run out of power. Let's talk about vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. So far, we've talked about how to restore communication between your brain and your muscles, but what if your muscles get the signal and still don't respond? That's where vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, becomes absolutely essential. Think of B1 as the fuel that powers every movement. If vitamin D3 is the ignition switch, and B12 is the wiring between your brain and muscles, then B1 is the gas in the tank. Without it, even well-built muscles won't function the way they should. Here's how it works. Thiamine helps your body convert the food you eat, especially carbohydrates, into ATP, the primary energy source for every cell in your body. Every step you take, every time you stand, stretch, or climb stairs, your muscles rely on ATP. And your legs, being some of the largest muscles in the body, demand a constant supply. Now, what happens when you don't have enough B1? You might feel tired even after light activity. Your legs may cramp or feel unusually heavy, especially in your calves or feet. Walking uphill, or even just up a flight of stairs, can leave you breathless. Some people even lose interest in moving altogether. Appetite drops. Mental fatigue creeps in. Sound familiar? These aren't signs of laziness or aging. They're red flags that your body's energy system is running low, specifically on thiamine. Unfortunately, B1 deficiency is more common than we think, especially in adults over 60. Why? There are 3 big reasons. 1. Lower absorption with age. Our digestive systems naturally become less efficient at pulling nutrients like B1 from food. 2. Medications. Diuretics, antibiotics, and drugs like metformin, commonly prescribed for blood pressure or diabetes, can flush thiamine out of your system. 3. Lifestyle and diet. Even moderate alcohol intake can block B1 absorption. And if your diet is low in whole grains, legumes, or seeds, you're likely not getting enough. Let's look at the science. A 2021 study from Tokyo University found that over 30% of seniors had low thiamine levels. These individuals had weaker legs, slower walking speeds, and more difficulty with movement overall. Another study in the Journal of Neurological Sciences gave participants 100 milligrams of thiamine daily. After just 7 days, 82% reported better endurance, and 68% reported less leg pain and heaviness. That's a huge shift in just 1 week. So how much do you need? The recommended daily intake is 1.1 milligrams for women and 1.2 milligrams for men. But for seniors experiencing fatigue or leg symptoms, doctors often recommend 50 to 100 milligrams per day, a much higher therapeutic dose. As for food sources, B1 is found in brown rice, oats, beans, sunflower seeds, pork, and organ meats. But the reality is, most seniors don't consume enough of these every day. And even if you do, certain medications or health conditions might block absorption. That's why supplementation is often the best option. Just remember, take it in the morning, after breakfast, ideally with some protein or healthy fat. Avoid pairing it with coffee, tea, or alcohol, which can interfere with absorption. In short, vitamin B1 is the energy spark your muscles have been waiting for. When combined with D3 and B12, it completes the trifecta your legs need to move stronger, longer, and with greater ease. In the next section, we'll talk about how to combine these 3 powerful vitamins into a simple daily routine that actually works, and how just a few smart adjustments can restore strength and stability in a matter of days. Now that you know the incredible benefits of vitamin D3, B12, and B1, you might be wondering, how do I actually take them in a way that works? This part is just as important as the vitamins themselves. Because here's the truth, timing and simplicity make all the difference. Let's start with when to take each one. Vitamin D3 is fat-soluble, meaning it absorbs best with a meal that contains healthy fats. Take it in the morning, right after breakfast, especially if that meal includes things like eggs, salmon, olive oil, or full-fat yogurt. Avoid taking it late in the day, since it may interfere with sleep for some people. Vitamin B12 supports mental clarity and energy, but because it can be stimulating, you'll want to take it around midday or with lunch, not too late in the afternoon. And here's a small but important tip. Avoid taking B12 with coffee or tea, as these can block absorption. Vitamin B1, thiamine, is your energy booster. It works best when taken in the morning, along with your first meal, ideally one that includes complex carbs like oats or whole grain toast, or a bit of protein like nuts or beans. Here's a simple daily routine that covers it all. Breakfast: 1 boiled egg, a small bowl of Greek yogurt, 1 vitamin D3 capsule, and 1 B1 supplement. Lunch: steamed veggies, grilled salmon or tofu, and a sublingual or chewable B12 tablet. It's that easy, and it sets your body up to restore strength, balance, and vitality throughout the day. But as with anything health-related, there are a few safety tips you shouldn't ignore. Don't double your dose just because you want faster results. With vitamins, more isn't always better. For example, too much D3 over time can raise calcium levels in the blood, leading to kidney stones or other side effects. If you have liver or kidney conditions, always talk to your doctor before starting any new supplements. These organs process vitamins, and if they're not functioning properly, even normal doses can accumulate. Be alert to side effects, even mild ones. Headaches, digestive upset, tingling, or mood changes could be signs you're taking too much or that something needs adjusting. And if you're taking supplements long term, it's a smart idea to get a basic blood test every 6 to 12 months. This helps ensure you're within the safe and effective range, and gives you peace of mind. So to recap, morning fuel, midday nerve boost, and smart timing, that's the formula. 3 simple vitamins, taken consistently and thoughtfully, can restore the strength and stability your legs need to carry you confidently through the day. In our final segment, I'll share a few real-life stories from people who made these changes and saw remarkable results. You're not alone, and your recovery may be closer than you think. So let's bring it all together. If your legs have been feeling weak, unsteady, or like they're not cooperating the way they used to, don't assume it's just aging. Yes, we all get older, but leg weakness and balance issues are not something you have to accept as part of growing older. They're not irreversible, and most importantly, they're not inevitable. In fact, for many people, what feels like getting old is really your body quietly signaling a lack of support. Specifically, a lack of 3 essential vitamins that work together to keep your muscles strong, your nerves responsive, and your movements confident. Let's break it down one last time. Vitamin D3 helps your body absorb calcium, strengthen your bones, and prevent silent muscle loss that creeps in year after year. Vitamin B12 keeps the communication lines between your brain and your muscles open and clear, so your legs respond when you need them. Vitamin B1 provides the fuel, real cellular energy, that powers every step, lift, and stride you take. Taken on their own, each of these nutrients is powerful. But when combined with the right timing and the right dosage, They create a system that can restore not just strength, but balance, coordination, and even peace of mind. So here's the bottom line. You don't need a gym membership or a complicated routine. Sometimes, one small action, like correcting a simple vitamin deficiency, can lead to a big shift in your daily life. Imagine walking across a room without wobbling, standing up from your favorite chair without effort, climbing stairs without hesitation, feeling steady, feeling strong, feeling like yourself again. If you've made it this far in the video, it means you care about your health, and that's the first step. The next step is action. Check your supplements, talk to your doctor, make the changes your body is quietly asking for. Because your independence matters, and you're not too old to take it back, one strong, steady step at a time. If this video helped you understand what your body's been missing, then don't stop here, because in the next video, we're going one step further. You'll learn how to build a simple weekly routine using these vitamins, meals, and gentle movements, designed specifically for people over 60. We'll talk about how to regain confidence on stairs, reduce the risk of falls, and move with strength and balance, without exhausting workouts or complicated plans. So if you're ready to take that next step toward stronger legs and a more independent life, click on the next video that's waiting for you right here. I'll meet you there. And remember, one small step today can lead to a stronger tomorrow. Let's keep going.